Crisis on Earth X was an epic crossover, and we're going to talk about all those cameos, Easter eggs, theories, all those secret new people who showed up in the show right now on Super Chat. Hey everyone, welcome to Super Chat. I'm your host, Jess, and I'm here today with a very special father-daughter duo. And both of them have been on the show before, but not together, so this is exciting. And this is the Dixons. We've got Tim and Emma, and they both do a lot with comics and with vlogs. Emma does Keep Fighting Daily Vlogs. If you go to keepfightingdailyvlogs.com, you can watch, and we're going to learn what that's all about coming up. And Tim does Kapow comic art, and you've seen we usually have one on the set. Yeah, we change up our decor every time. Unfortunately, the one we have one he's done. That's not here. It's normally over. It's really cool. He does a lot of art pieces with comics. So we're going to show you a graphic of that in a little bit. But we got to talk about this epic crossover. I think it was the best they've done. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to top that next year. That's the problem.
How would they possibly? Maybe, I don't know, maybe sit out here because that was so good. And I feel like they had to have been planning that for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have like a favorite part or something that stood out to you?
I hate to say it, but like when the Nazis busted into the wedding.
When they say Nazis, I hate Nazis.
Exactly.
From Indiana Jones.
And the priest was just
Wait, let's go to that. Why does nobody care that the priest got killed?
I know.
Nobody mentioned it after that. That was.
You gotta find a new priest.
I know. Yeah. Well, they found Diggle.
Well, yeah.
That was fortunate. But that was. I mean, it was an amazing crossover. We had all 4 shows coming in, and I love that they, while it was segmented into Supergirl, then Arrow, then Flash, then Legends of Tomorrow, and they kind of all had their own portion. Really, it was just a really fun.
It was
team up adventure.
It was a 4-hour movie, just cut into parts, and that was great. So that way you didn't have to adjust yourself to, this is Supergirl, but with Arrow and Flash on there as well, and like that. That
was so much better than. And I think last year, kind of the hiccup with the Supergirl issue was they didn't know, I think, that they had the show at the time, and so they added it at the very end.
The last 5 minutes of the show was the part with the crossover.
Yeah.
This year it was a crossover.
Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Except for kind of when you're like, oh yeah, the Legends weren't here, and then they called the SOS to the Legends, and that was, it was all so great. It showed each character kind of to the best of their abilities, and it's cool to see them interact with not just their cast. It's cool to see everyone interact in the different dynamics. I loved it. I thought they did. Bravo, Mark Guggenheim and friends. I think he did a great job.
It really felt like everyone had a chance to shine, and they had a chance to show their character, the best parts of their character.
They did. And it was just fun. It was fun TV, and I tell you, you need entertainment nowadays. And this was a whole lot of it. Which brings me to our question of the week. Crisis on Earth X or Justice League? What did you guys like better? So we had some comments on Facebook. Anil, first of all, everyone said they liked Crisis better. So sorry, Justice League movie. Even on Twitter, on Facebook, I did polls. It was like 80-something% to like 13. It was just sad. Anil said we knew more about the characters. That's why he liked Crisis on Earth X better. Phoebe said the DC movies are too serious, and what's so great about these shows is that they're good and funny, and they hadn't found that in the movies until Wonder Woman. And then Sal said, can we vote for Crisis on Earth X like 100 times? So yeah, sure, go ahead, do that. What'd you guys think? What'd you like better?
I don't know if I want to say one or the other. They were both.
That's very diplomatic. Yeah.
I liked both. And I think really comparing the two is a bit of an apples versus oranges thing.
Okay.
Because the TV shows have the advantage that Justice League doesn't. They've had 3, 4, up to 6
years,
for Arrow to build these characters and make you care about them already. They don't have to get the team together. They don't have to explain who these people are. They're just there, and we know them already, and we care about them.
So
when Stein died, they didn't have to get you to the point to where you actually cared.
Stein died.
Spoiler.
Don't watch this.
Wow.
You haven't watched this.
You haven't watched this. Go away.
But when we got to that point, we already cared about him. So we were emotionally invested in him. We didn't have to do that all in one movie.
And that's a great point. What did you think, Emma?
I agree with him.
Well, that's nice. It stays in the family. That's good.
Yeah, I'm driving home, so.
I think that it was so much fun. I just like that there's so many options out there.
Yeah.
You want to go see this? You want to see Justice League? It was really like a movie event, though.
It was
so
really
great. I wish we could watch it in a theater. I would love to watch it in the theater.
That may be something they do because they've done that before with Inhumans. They released the first episode of it into the theater. It didn't do that great, but I mean, if you've got something like this that has a track record, for this year was so good. Last year was pretty good. This year I think they knocked it out of the park. Next year, I think they could do a theatrical release and actually do fairly well.
So cool. I just don't know what the rights and legalities are there.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
That's for people smarter than me.
Is how are they going to top this next year?
I don't know.
That was amazing.
I know, like maybe it's like a stop while you're ahead kind of thing. Maybe don't do one. But it'd be sad if they didn't do one, but they just really did it so well. But I think they could keep doing it because that's the brilliance of comic books. There's always another villain in a plot. This plot was so much fun. Like, and I also always love in
what
these.
What says fun like Nazis?
Yeah, Nazis are fun. What's next year? But I think that what's so cool too about these crossovers is they always pay their respects to the OG Ollie. He's always the team leader. Yeah. He was even the team leader villain, so that's kind of cool. Do you like that dynamic of him playing the lead?
Yeah, kind of.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Flash.
Flash.
Oh, of course, hers is Flash. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. I like the way they interact together. And it's, I know it sounds like I'm copping out completely on every question, but it's one of these things where if you want the tactical leader, you go to Ollie. If you want the heart and the emotion, you go to the Flash.
Yes.
I mean, so it's Supergirl, again, also with the heart and emotion, that she's battling a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, her and Barry are pretty kind of on par, I feel.
Yeah.
So you have different parts, and they all fill a need in this little Justice League, for lack of a better term, when they team everything up.
Do you like, I enjoyed that they didn't keep, because the seasons are exciting this year, but I like that we just left those plots for a minute. I thought it was, like really, if you haven't watched, I don't know if you're watching this if you have not watched any of these shows before, but you can watch the crossover if you haven't seen the other shows.
They give you enough information.
Yeah, you won't know every character, you won't know every reference, but it's still fun and entertaining. And speaking of not knowing every character, there was a big little Easter egg, and it was episode 1 of The Crisis. There was a waitress at the wedding, and she came up to Barry, was overly excited to be at this wedding, and she looked curiously like maybe Barry's fiance, and acted curiously like Barry. So a lot of people are speculating, could this be the daughter or granddaughter of West Allen? Now, there was a reference to Iris glowing while getting her nails done. What do you think? Is it Dawn Allen? Is it the granddaughter, Jenny?
Well, the thing is, she didn't seem interested to go speak with Iris. It's as if she knew Iris, but she never had a chance to know Barry.
So, yes.
So it could possibly be the granddaughter because she never had a chance to know Iris them. Was in the comics. Iris was still around,
but Barry had died.
Barry was gone.
Okay, so do you think? What do you think? Are you thinking Dawn Allen, or are you thinking Jenny, or XS is what her name is?
XS, yeah.
Now, XS is a character. She's in the Legion of Superheroes, what they've just introduced in Supergirl. We haven't met all of them yet. No. And it's a different Earth, and they've time traveled from the 30th century. Do you think we're going to see her on Supergirl?
It's very possible. I would think so.
Yeah.
And it seemed, they don't do stuff like that in these shows. Yes. They don't just throw stuff out there for the heck of it.
Right.
It means something. She was obviously, there was something different about her.
Yeah.
So.
See, everything in these shows, like even the tiniest things, they all have a meaning. So
they
like when she was like really excited, I'm like instantly they got my attention. I'm looking at the screen. Okay. Why is she excited?
Why is she here?
What did she do? Where did she come from? When was she born? And my
mom's
why does
she look so much like Candace Patton?
Yeah, and that, I'm sure that's by design.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And she was so cute and endearing, and that she did. I mean, that actress did a great job in that little scene she had of really.
She was almost just awestruck when she was speaking with Barry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was obviously not a. She wasn't like enamored with him. Like she wasn't.
Yes.
She didn't think he was cute.
Yeah.
It was like an awestruck thing.
Yeah, like meeting somebody she'd been like wanting to, an idol.
Yeah, and you said it was like, when we were talking earlier, you said it was like. when Barry saw his mom or something like that.
Yeah.
In Flashpoint, when he saw his mom for the first time, he was really emotional. He was really, she was the same way.
Yeah.
That she had that same look on her face.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. She was it was a very interesting point of the show, and it was easily, there's so much happened, which was, I mean, this crossover had new characters, old characters, deaths, couple weddings, a whole bunch. So it was almost like when we got back to the end of the 4 hours, like, oh yeah, that character. So I want to see what happens with her. I don't know, because my guess is it could be either the granddaughter or the daughter, or maybe they've kind of combined the ideas.
Yes.
And maybe she is in the Legion and she's the daughter. We will have to wait and see. But there is a good point that in episode 1 of the season of The Flash, Barry, when he comes out of the Speed Force and is saying all these things that happen in the future, he says we're going to need more diapers.
Yep.
So I think they've planted enough seeds that Iris is maybe pregnant.
And in the comics, Dawn was a twin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were called the Tornado Twins.
Dawn and Dawn.
Dawn and Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn. I have a stopped up nose.
It's okay.
Oh, poor Emma.
So,
I'm recovered.
And that may be where we're going to need more diapers comes from when they find out it's twins. That's what I think. Yeah.
That's what I think.
But
so,
if that begs the question, if that was Dawn, where's Dawn?
Yes. I know. Well, we have not met him yet, maybe. Or maybe he was just disinterested in a wedding like Mick.
And then to go even farther, if it was excess, where's Bart Allen?
True.
Because
maybe
Bart
they're
Allen,
going to have Bart, and then, well, we'll see. There's so many possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many possibilities. Speaking of fathers and father figures, we did lose one. It was very sad. Martin Stein, half of Firestorm, passed away in this episode. I knew he was leaving the series because I think he's going on to do some Broadway things.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be like this, but it's kind of a cool, heroic. He saved the day. He opened up the breach, and then he passed away, and it was sad. Let's talk about Jax and his inability to shed a tear. Franz, come on, bro. Did you guys notice this?
He just did a boo-boo face.
He just did like ugly cry face,
ugly cry, really
but without
ugly
actually
cry.
crying. Were you? See, there we are. There's no tears. Come
That
on.
is the
I am
perfect
zoomed in. There is
freeze.
not a tear there.
Send that to me.
That is the perfect freeze right there.
Just, let's all take a moment to cry like Jack.
The real problem was, I mean, it's kind of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He did way better than he usually does.
Yes, yeah.
But he still, he didn't deliver.
What's the future of Firestorm for you guys? Do you think that maybe he will pair back up with Ronnie?
I still say Ronnie's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's off in the.
He went in a breach. Doesn't mean he's dead.
He ended up somewhere else.
We've seen this so many times before.
And is that actor on anything else right now? Robbie Amell?
No.
I think he might be.
Could we get Martin Stein's grandson, Ronnie? Maybe in the future he comes back, pairs up genetics.
That's going to be a while.
Whoa.
Well, he could
there are time
travel. Yeah, you never know. The Legends time travel. Is there a future? Do you think there's a future of Firestorm in this show, or do you think that the character is just going to fade out?
No.
I mean,
No.
I would like to see it still be there.
Yeah.
But part of the issue is if it's Firestorm as he is in the comics, the episode could be over like that if he actually was as powerful as he is in the comics.
Yeah.
So they've paired him back a lot, and they've kept him from being involved in all the action through different plot devices to keep him out of that.
He's a weaker character.
Because again, like if he had all the powers that he has in the comics, no matter who it is they're going against, he could end it really quickly.
Yeah, he'd be fine. The Ray was a very cool character. Russell Tovey, he was on the show Looking. I thought he was great, and I know that he's definitely going to be on the show Freedom Fighters, which is an animated series that's coming to CW Seed. But
I didn't realize they were doing a Freedom Fighters. Is it just the ones we saw in the crossover, or will it be Uncle Sam?
Sure exactly who it'll be. Maybe I'm not sure exactly who it will be, but I do know that he is supposed to be on this. But it's animated. Do you think that's a waste of this character that he should maybe be on one of them? Would you like to see the Ray on the shows?
I would.
Yeah, I think.
Well, Vixen started out as an animated series on Seed, and is now in Legends.
And then she ended up in Legends. But I thought he was great. And also, his love interest is Wentworth Miller's Captain Cold. Now we've heard that Captain Cold is not actually going to be, Wentworth is not on the shows anymore. He's leaving the series. But what was weird is he decided to stay back on Earth 1.
I think that frees him up to show up every once in a while.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got to wear the glasses as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Because for any comic fan to see that.
That was new this
was awesome.
Because of the Citizen Cold. He was playing Citizen Cold. I thought this was my favorite iteration of Snart.
Yes.
As the kinder, gentler,
goofy,
and a caring person.
Yeah.
You're not used to that, and Mick's not used to that.
Right. Mick was nice.
And really, increasingly for me, Mick, especially in Legends, but a lot of the crossover as well, Mick is the straw that stirs the drink.
I know, and he's so much fun. He had a lot of great moments this series, this crossover, and I was glad that they were able to throw so many of the characters in, even just for little bits. Like, he didn't do a ton, but he added a lot.
Yeah,
he made he was quality over quantity. Thanks, Mick. Another blast from the past. Tommy. I was not. Did you guys hear anything about that spoiler? Me neither. I had not heard a thing about Tommy being on the show. So when they revealed him, I was like, ugh. Only thing better to me would have been like Eddie or Arsenal or somebody. But how'd you feel about him being back?
Well, I haven't watched seasons 1 through 3 of Arrow.
So you just started off at 4?
See,
you started off
at
the worst one, and I don't mean to be mean to Arrow.
But
she really had no idea who he was.
They were watching it. They revealed him, and my mom and dad are like, and I'm like,
who's that?
Yeah.
So to you, that was a real spoiler.
And because they were watching it in the living room, and I started to pass by at the beginning of season 4, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I just sat down and started watching. I haven't stopped watching since.
And then you were totally sold.
And I've been meaning for the past 2 years or something like that
2 years
to watch
it. I power watched seasons 1 through 3 a couple years ago, all in like 1 month. But I'd say 1 and 2 are the best seasons, so I would go back and watch those.
I'm trying.
Those are fun seasons of Arrow. But Tommy was back from the past, and I also liked that from season 1 of The Flash, Sketchy Wells, Tom Cavanaugh's iteration of Sketchy Wells.
I knew you would be happy with that.
In the chair. Oh, he's such a creep, and I love it. I missed him. I missed how snarky and a jerk he is. I don't like this Harry. He's just grumpy, but I do like that he bickers with Cisco. But I do miss this.
See, that was sadistic right there.
Yes.
You don't need to keep her up for that. That's just sadistic.
That's sadistic. Yeah, give her a little, at least a little Valium or something.
I'm sitting there the whole scene just like.
I know. And then the Atom saves the day, which was kind of great.
And the Flash let him go.
Yeah.
At the end, so
do you think
he's coming back?
Reverse Flash? He said you don't know what face will we wear. Please don't come back this season, though. We're doing good with the Thinker.
Yeah, we're fine with the Thinker. Don't mess with that.
Yeah. I think he may come back in like another show.
It's possible,
like Legends again or something.
Or just show up every once in a while. But the thing is now, Barry is way faster than he used to be, and he easily defeated him.
Oh yeah. Especially since he defeated Savitar last year. I wonder if the costume department has to keep like okay, Tom, we got to make sure the costume's still fitting on you and stuff, because they got to keep those costumes going because they keep wearing them. Another cool thing that I liked in this episode was the Felicity Iris team up. Are you guys glad to see Iris forming more relationships with some of her female teammates?
Yeah.
Do you think like it? Did it need it? Did you think it was lacking in the show?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they were just sitting there.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
And she wasn't. I think she's taking a lot more charge, and I think they're letting her take more charge as writers. But I think that she, just the last episode or two with Danielle Panabaker's character, Caitlin Snow, they did a lot more to kind of give them a relationship.
Yeah. What drove me nuts in more the beginning of the Flash season was when. I understand Iris is taking charge of the team when Barry was in the Speed Force.
Yeah.
But when he came out, she was still like, okay, you do this, you do this. He was in charge of the team before you were. That was just temporary. Calm down.
You have to get back the reins, Diggle.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
And if I hear her say "We are the Flash" one more time,
does that annoy you?
It annoys me.
I think that really rings true though, because as Barry said, even in his vows, she's the beacon that keeps him.
Yeah, and that's fine. We are Team Flash. That's fine.
Yeah.
But just saying "We are the Flash"
instead of "We are Team Flash."
Only one of them is out in the street.
Yeah.
Getting punched at super speed.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm great with her being part of the team and being all in, and that's fine. But just saying, looking at somebody and saying, "We are the Flash," is like that's like me looking at you going,
we are Jess.
We are just Jess. We can't do that.
We're all just Jess here.
It's just a little odd.
Super chat. No, I see it both ways. I hope it doesn't annoy Barry, but I see it both ways. But there is a lot of really good stuff in this crossover. There's like too much to talk about, and I want to talk about our lovely guest. So we're going to take a look at this trailer for tonight is Riverdale. As you remember, we no longer have Arrow on Wednesdays, they're Thursdays. So take a look at this trailer for Riverdale's latest episode, and we're going to be right back to talk about their work.
I have a theory about Sheriff Keller.
You lied to me.
I am just getting started with you.
Chuck Clayton asked me out on a date.
I'm just living minute to minute here.
This is one of those secrets we keep.
We've all done bad things ever since the black kid walked into this diner.
Riverdale, all new episode Wednesday, November 29th, only on the CW and the CW app.
Hello, hello, hello. You are watching Super Chat on WCCB Charlotte CW. I'm your host, Jess, and each week we recap the CW DC-TV superhero shows. We just recapped the crossover. I'm not over it. I would rewatch it, but I don't know if I have 4 spare hours left. I'm here today with my guests. We have Tim Dixon and his daughter, Emma Dixon. Yay! They've both been on the show before, and they both are doing a lot of great things themselves. Let's start with Emma, because you do something very cool. Keep Fighting daily vlogs.
Yep.
Tell us about it and where we can find it.
So, it's an inspirational vlog channel. I have vlogs every week, and I have a daily thought series, which is like short inspirational videos, because like a lot of people don't have a lot of time during the day because we're all running around doing our own stuff.
That's
but
true.
We want to watch we all need that daily bit of inspiration.
Yes.
So it's just like a quick couple minutes filled with inspiration that you can watch like really quickly, just like that.
And they are very wise and inspirational.
Thank you.
And what inspired you to do these?
Like mainly because I have cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic disease. I have to take a lot of medicines and treatments for it, and it just takes up a bunch of my time, but I never let that get to me.
That's amazing.
And I feel like the only thing that got me through that up to this point was the message of keep fighting.
Yeah.
Because I believe no matter what happens, if you never give up, always stay positive and always keep fighting, then you can get through anything.
Listen to this. How old are you?
15.
15. Come on, this kid is amazing. What were you doing at 15? Not this. This is amazing. Check out Keep Fighting daily vlogs.
Yeah.
Watch some of her videos, because they truly are inspiring, and they're going to make you feel uplifted, and then maybe like you should be doing more with your day. Because that's amazing. I don't even know what I was doing. I think I was making pizza rolls while babysitting at 15. So
I do pizza rolls while making videos.
While making video. There you go. It all evens out.
And she just finished her first short film as well.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was for a 1-minute short film contest, so it's really short. It was my first short film.
It's hard. Sometimes the shorter things to do are harder.
Oh my gosh, it's hard.
I'm a promotion producer here at the station, and everything I do is like less than a minute, and it takes a long time.
Telling a story, like you have to have the backstory, you have to introduce the character, you have to get them emotionally connected to the character, and then you have to pack in the story all in 1 minute. It's so hard.
That is amazing. That's a lot of work for you to be doing in your spare time.
My future short films are definitely going to be more than a minute. I'm going to say that right now.
They're going to be 2.
Possibly.
Now, is that something you want to kind of do getting into as like after college or something? Would you like to do production?
Yeah, like I love video production. I love I
think we're hiring, just FYI.
I love all the parts like within video production. I love doing the camera work. I love editing it, and I love taking photos and editing photos, and doing YouTube allows me to do all of that.
Yeah.
Because I can't just choose one aspect. I love doing it all, so it allows me to do all of that.
And it's nice to kind of know how to do every part of it.
And I can
It'll be useful.
I can do it from my home. I can do it from my couch. I can do it in my bed.
Yes.
It's just I love it.
You got to check out her work. Keep Fighting Daily Vlogs. You have wisdom beyond your years, and it's very impressive. And she's always at a lot of the conventions. I always am hanging out with her at the convention, so maybe you'll see her there. And she's usually at her dad's booth because he does Kapow comic art. Tell us about this, Tim.
Yes, I do vintage comic book collage art. I take old comic books, and I'll take the best interior art, and I put it as a background and showcase the cover on the in the middle there. So you get all the best parts of the comic all in one piece of wall art that you can hang up. And for me, it's really like my love letter to the book.
Yes.
Because you have all the best parts of it right there.
And you can show the art instead of having, putting the book on the shelf. You don't see the art every day. It's nice that you can, and there's another one you did right there.
Yes, that one actually it's a double piece that I did. It has, on the left you see Barry Allen Flash, and on the right is the Wally West Flash. And the cover was an homage to the Barry Allen one, so I put the two of them together. And that way you have both Flashes in one piece. And
that doesn't always happen, and I like that. And we actually didn't see like any of Wally West, did we, in the crossover?
He was there, but in the background.
Then he left. Yeah, he took Joe and Cecile out. Yeah. They got a bit part. That's sad.
And I say this every time I'm here. Wally West is my Flash. That was when, that's why I wanted to do that piece where you combine the two. You've got Barry from the older series and Wally with in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That when I started reading comics in the late 80s, Wally was the Flash.
He was.
And for like 23 years, he was the Flash.
Yeah.
So I wish he would get a lot more on the show. There for a while, they had a good little run where he was getting a lot to do. But
I wonder if they'll put him on Legends or something.
That would be good.
That would be a good place to see him. I think that they could explore his talents a little bit more there. And I think Keenan Lonsdale is a good actor. I enjoy when he's being Wally. I enjoy him just as an actor in general. And I think the characters come a long way in the show. So put him back. We're sad without Wally. And Tim's sad. You should do, did you guys see the poster for the Crisis that was done? It's kind of a vintage comic book cover style poster for Crisis on Earth X. I forget who drew it, but you should check out that. That would be a cool thing to like, and then put that in the front and like their characters behind it. I don't know, I'm doing art in my head now. We'll have a crafts super chat. Arts and Crafts Live. So KapowComicArt.com is where we can find it. That's Kapow with a K. Is where you can find his work. Can they order it there?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, and I also do commissions as well. So if you're looking at the pieces and you don't find one that you like, if there's a specific issue that you would want, you just email me through there or through my Facebook page, and I can do that.
Yes, that's okay. That's very exciting. And you were also mentioning that you read The Black Hood.
Yes, and that was something that we just watched the trailer. I've never watched Riverdale, and last night when the trailer ran last night, I saw we were fast forwarding through it, and I saw a flash of the Black Hood.
Yep.
And so I had her stop and back it up, and I didn't realize that the Black Hood was incorporated into Riverdale because in the comics, Black Hood is published by Dark Circle Comics, which is a subset or imprint of Archie Comics. It's not in the same universe.
So I wonder if they're taking things from that comic for this series. I was surprised when I saw it because Black Hood is really dark, and he's a gun-toting vigilante, and Riverdale's dark.
Murders people.
Yes, well that's what this is about. Yes. Okay, then so you're gonna have to tune in. You're gonna have to listen. Me and my friend Nomi here at the station do Riverdale Rewind podcast on Thursdays. So if you're not on WCCB Charlotte's Facebook page, add it because we go live around like 11 a.m.
I love how he said he murders people, and you're like, yes.
Yeah, but that's what he does in the show. Not to spoil, but it's not a spoil. That's the whole point. But we have to wrap up. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Keep Fighting Daily Vlogs with Emma, Kapow Comic Art with Tim. This is a power family. They're like the super family.
We're going to be like
the Incredibles. Yes. All right. Next week is the mid-season finales, and then we have a big old break. But guess what? Black Lightning comes back in 2018. It premieres. I watched the pilot. It's awesome. So get excited, get pumped for that. And we're going to be back here next week for more Super Chat. Happy flashing, everyone! Yay!